Darren Till is a stepping stone for me to get to my bigger goal. My biggest goal, Jake Paul, and after Jake Paul, going straight to WWE, baby. We want to get better, so I can say, I'm ready. I've done what I had to do successfully to get my rematch with Tommy Fury. I deserve a rematch with Tommy Fury. And I know me and Jake will sell out in an arena, will definitely sell pay-per-views. If Jake Paul is fighting Uber drivers and guys and Mike Perry?
Anthony Taylor, thank you for joining us on All Out Fighting. We're in Manchester ahead of your fight with Darren Till. But can I take you back a bit? 2020, you're in MMA, you're winning, you're putting some wins together.
Yes.
But can you sort of have imagined then where you would be now?
No, I knew I was going to be here. Stayed back, let's go even further back. 2016, me versus James Gallagher, co-main event, Dublin, Ireland, Bellator, at the 3 Arena. I told everybody, I'm going to be the most entertaining man in sports entertainment when it comes to combat sport. I knew I was going to be here because of my personality, because of the hard work I put in, and the work ethic that I have. A lot of people was like, oh, you're never going to make it. But then when you go and see my tweets, I manifest these things. Go look at my pinned tweet. 2 years ago, I said, everybody's making fun of me on Misfits, but watch. I'm going to be the big man. You'll see it, and next thing you know, I am that big man. I am that dog. But I've always believed in myself because I know what I can bring to the table.
So back in 2016, what did success in your career look like?
Ah, man. Like, signing the Bellator straight out of amateurs was a big deal for me because it was like I didn't know what it felt like to be a professional, especially getting a lot of these interviews on a big stage, being a co-main event in Bellator. That was, a very big deal to me. So I had a lot of these big media outlets, and I got to learn the ropes by veterans like Michael Venom Page, AJ McKee. So I got to learn the ropes by Emmanuel Newton, Rampage. So learning about that part of the business, staying professional, being professional, interviewing, taking all types of interviews, because you never know, the smallest journalist can blow up to become the biggest guy on the scene.
How much did the fight with Tommy Fury help in sort of propelling you into?
Well, the fight with me and Tommy Fury helped me blossom into the fighter that I am now. It fed the fire in me. It makes me want to get my get back. It makes me want to get better so I can say, I'm ready. I've done what I had to do successfully to get my rematch with Tommy Fury. I deserve a rematch with Tommy Fury. Beating Darren Till would say, hey, Tommy, there's no other name in Misfits that's going to fight you. Anthony Taylor is the fight to make. That's going to excite the people. That's going to build the fight up. That is the fight next to make if I were to beat Darren Till, which I know I will. But on the other hand, I got my eyes set on Jake Paul after this. That's the fight I like.
Do you still call Jake a friend?
Oh, yeah. It's all business. Don't get me wrong, it's all business. But he still owes me some rounds from the sparring. And I know me and Jake will sell out in an arena, will definitely sell pay-per-views. If Jake Paul is fighting Uber drivers and guys and Mike Perry, I'm sure the Misfits universe would definitely back me up with fighting Jake Paul.
Do you think this scene in general and Misfits in particular is made for someone like you? Have you found a home here, let's say?
I was going to find a home anywhere I went. To Top Rank, Misfits, Matchroom. It didn't matter where I go. WWE. I was going to make a home for myself because I know what I bring, what worth. I know my worth. I know what I can offer to a company on that magnitude. And when you're talking about Misfits, it's perfect for me. I love Misfits. I bleed Misfits. This is my home. I am their champion. Misfits done for me. I was grateful to be in this position because it could have happened to any other MMA fighter in the world. But I happen to be that chosen one, that Messiah that walks the path for all MMA fighters. And I still think to myself, like, dang, I really put myself in that position because of who I was. I told people Jake Paul could have chose out of a million people who are boxers and stuff. He could have chose anybody, but he chose me to be his sparring partner. He chose me to fight Tommy Fury. Misfits chose me to be the face of the company, to represent their brand. Out of it was me.
So do you think, in a way, Darren Till owes you for sort of treading that path first?
I mean, Darren Till is a stepping stone for me to get to my bigger goal. My biggest goal, Jake Paul, and after Jake Paul, I'm going straight to WWE, baby.
Obviously, Darren was supposed to fight Tommy. Where
Yes.
were you when you got the call?
Oh, I was in Qatar. I was in camp. I was already ready to go. My coach, Lightning Lopez, told me, he says, hey, Tommy and Darren are fighting. They got it announced. I didn't know I was doing sparring rounds. And my coach was like, hey, Ant, just in case anything can happen, this is boxing. Anybody can pull out. We're going to be in camp ready to go. And then out of nowhere, I got a call from Mams. Hey, ready to step up? I'm like, sure. Who, when, where? Darren Till, Manchester, January 18th, main event. Let's go. I said, say less. I'm already in camp. I've been in camp for about a month and a half. Let's do it.
So is that how you tend to do business, so to speak? We see so many fights in any combat sport sort of dragged out the negotiations, but Misfit, simple phone call. Yeah.
Look, my manager handles everything for me, but with me, I make everything simple and easy. It's basic. If you want to make a cake, add some eggs, put a little, baking powder in it, mix it, throw it in the oven, let it cook for 40 minutes, bam, it's baked, ready to go. It's easy stuff. I'm not putting extra ingredients to make it difficult. I like to keep things simple. That's why I call it kissing it. Keep it short and simple.
Dan doesn't particularly seem to rate you as a fighter.
Right.
Is that something you've kind of had to deal with throughout your career?
Yeah. I mean, I am shorter than him. Everybody doubts me because of my height. The betting odds. Y'all betting odds, y'all keep doubting me. Y'all keep having me as an underdog. Y'all gonna learn y'all a lesson. A lot of people say, oh, he's small, he trips over his feet, unorthodox. He's not a great boxer. Okay, we're gonna see. Everybody who said that, the last 4 who said that, they all lost. There's no denying it. I get better each fight.
What did you make of the whole Tommy pulling out, Darren saying I'm going to kick you in the head, all of that stuff?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. And we all knew he was just bluffing, but you can tell Tommy got something else under his sleeves. Something else. We don't know, but Tommy's going to be Tommy. I don't care what he does. That's his family, his money, whatever he do with his stuff. Whatever he eats, don't make me shit. Excuse my language. But Tommy is Tommy. Darren is Darren. Anthony Taylor is Anthony Taylor.
In another universe, if things had come together in some weird way, you and Dan could, in theory, have fought in a cage. I mean, it would have to have, lots of things would have aligned.
I mean, Darren, when you look at it, let's say if I did go back to MMA, I more likely will probably drop down to 155 instead of fighting at 170, because me fighting at 170, those guys are walking around 200 pounds, 6'4" at 170. The average height is 6'2" at 170, opposed to if I go to 155, the average height is 5'10", and most of those guys are walking around 175, 180. So you have to pay me to go in the cage. Absolutely gonna have to pay me. I don't mind fighting Darren Till in the cage. If Misfits MMA was like, hey, can we do it? Okay, great, let's do it. But pay me. Because the cage and boxing are totally two different sports. You get kicked the wrong way, hit the wrong way in an MMA fight, you could be out for a year with a torn ACL, MCL, Achilles, anything. So, yes, MMA is a lot more dangerous than boxing on the Misfits level.
Do you ever feel frustrated when you're in the ring and you can only use your hands? And even then, in only
No,
a
I mean,
certain...
at first it was, but as I started training, started learning how to box, I became more comfortable. I understand the rules. I understand what I need to do. I understand my strength and my weaknesses. I'm not going to try to do something that I'm not good at. I'm not going to put myself at a disadvantage.
Finally, on Saturday night, first bell rings, how does the fight play out?
Oh man, y'all just got to wait and see. I can't give y'all the details yet.